Good morning, guys. This is Manpreet here again, and today we are going to discuss about identity access management, also known as IAM. So, what is IAM? IAM is a web service that allows you to manage users and their level of access to the AWS console. So, if you can see, IAM is identity access management. Now, what is identity? Identity is the profile of a person using which he can access the console, that is AWS console or its services using IAM. So also in short, IAM is the access control service of AWS. So it is a way using which you can access the different web services of AWS or console of AWS. Also, it makes you set up users, groups, roles to different parts of AWS platforms. So we'll come to that later on. What are roles, what are users, and what are groups? The best practice is to use root user only to create first user in IAM. So, as I have already told you how to sign up on AWS console, so you must have seen that you have created one user using your email ID, and then you signed up using that email ID. Then after signing up, you paid your rupees 2 using your card. Then you got the access to the console. Then you logged in, and then you saw that the user which you logged in, that was an administrator user, and that was kind of root user for yourself. So the best practice, it can come in your exam also. So the best practice is to use you create first user, normal user using your root user, and then you can log in through that particular user and use your web console or AWS services. And you should not use your root user for administrative purposes. You can lock it and you can use later on, or in case you have some issues with your administrator accounts. So the features of IAM are, first, that it gives you shared access to the AWS account. Okay, for example, I am the administrator and I have created one group in which I have added 4 users. So all those 4 users will be working as administrator, or they'll have kind of root access to your AWS account. So this way I can access the AWS account in shared manner. That is possible with the use of group technology. So the second one is granular permissions. So this is the feature of IAM which tells you that, for example, I want a particular user to use only particular service. I don't want a user to use another service. So that there I'll use granular permission. For example, I want a database user to only access their database services. I don't want that user to access or to access to the servers, right? Or access to how to make your servers up or how to spin up your servers. So that is called as granular permission, also known as specific permissions. For that I use this is the good feature of IAM. Third one is multi-factor authentication. We'll come to that later on. The fourth one is identity federation. For example, this is a feature of IAM which helps you in logging or signing up in AWS using your Facebook account or LinkedIn account or Active Directory. As most of you must be knowing about what is Active Directory. For example, I have 1,000 servers. I won't have time, or I do not want to waste my time in creating users on all of those 1,000 servers. So what I'll do is I'll do some configuration in the Active Directory that will be based on LDAP protocol and on Windows Server. So in that configuration file, I'll put all the username, and that will be replicated to all the servers, all the 1,000 servers which it is connected. So when a user tries to log in, it authenticates through the Active Directory, and then it makes you log into the particular server. So however, my server configuration file, for example, etc password file, doesn't have the user details in it, but the Active Directory configuration file will be having my user details and password details also. That's how do it. Even if I want to reset the password for a particular user on all those 1,000 servers, I need not to go and reset on specific servers. I can directly change the password in my Active Directory server, and it will be replicated to all those 1,000 servers. So you must have seen that, suppose you want to create or sign up on some particular website. Okay, so there you can see that they'll be giving options: sign up using Facebook or sign up using LinkedIn. Okay, so there you use the identity federation feature of IAM. This is a very good feature of IAM and nowadays used a lot. Also, it allows you to set up your own password rotation policy. For example, I have created 10 users and I want those users to and their passwords to expire within after 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, so that they should reset their password after some particular time. So there I use this feature of IAM. For example, when you create your net banking account on Axis Bank or whatever bank, and then after some days they'll ask you your password has been expired, you need to reset after before logging. So that is the feature of IAM. So you need to it allows you to set up your own password rotation policy. So these are the main four IAM terminologies which you'll be using. So first one is user. For example, the administrator user, that is root user, or the normal users, for example, database user, a particular application user, or a storage admin user. So different type of users can be there. Second one is groups. For example, group, collection of users with same permission is a group. For example, I am an administrator and there are four people in my team, and we are administrator group. So I'll create one group with all the permissions to that group, and I'll add all my those four usernames in that group. Okay, so all the four users will have the same permission which is applied to a particular group. Now I want there are 10 database admins in my company or in my project. So what I'll do is I'll create one group with all the database permissions, and I'll assign that group to all those 10 users. So all those 10 users will have the same permissions. Okay, so roles and policies, these are very important things. Roles are like, suppose one of roles is given to a particular AWS service which can manage or able to access another web service. For example, there are two AWS services mainly. First one is EC2 and instances, that is a VM servers, and second one is S3. Suppose I want to give my access to my EC2 instance to store something in S3 service automatically, then I'll use role. So then I'll assign a particular role to my EC2 instance. Similarly, policies are there. These policies are mainly written in JSON format, kind of programming language, but it's very easy. And so for example, I want to assign a permit root login access policy. So what I'll do is, when I assign that particular policy to a particular user or particular group, then that user or group will be able to log in with a root administrator easily. So that is what policy is. So as you can see, that best way to learn IAM is by getting your hands dirty, and you can see a good quote by Bernstein, that is, jump into the middle of the things, get your hands dirty, fall flat on your face, and then reach for the stars. So this is a good one, and this is the best way to learn IAM. And in next lecture we'll be using IAM lab, and then I'll tell you practically how we'll use IAM service. So if you have any questions or doubts, please do ping me or do email me, and don't forget to like and subscribe this channel. Thank you very much. Bye.